We're live.
We are?
Yeah.
You sure?
Well, we're not really live. It's a recording.
Happy Birthday Friday, everybody!
Oh my God! Happy Birthday Friday!
Hi!
Squeak!
So we've been watching a bunch of the Dragon Ball movies. We watched
We
Dragon
had a ball and watched
Dragon
them
Ball Z
all.
Battle of the Gods. We watched Dragon Ball Super Broly, and we just went and saw Dragon Ball Super Superhero the other night.
Yeah. Well, I went to go see it. Sakanko went to go take a picture of the poster.
Wish I could make angry faces more than this already looks. Anyhow, Azurean is not as well versed in the Dragon Ball series, but I've been watching it since I was a kid. This is actually one of the shirts I had growing up.
Is that the one with the super powered guy with the yellow hair? The one with the yellow haired main protagonist? It's all anime and crazy. My first experience with Dragon Ball was actually in the Philippines in 1996.
Oh, wow.
I had heard about the show's, I believe it was 20 frames per second as opposed to the standard 30 frames per second.
Really?
And I'm like, that has to look like garbage.
I had not ever heard that about it.
This is what I had heard about it because, cost-saving measures. The show was designed to be to be made more affordably. If you don't believe it, watch any of the fighting scenes. Which I talked about
Of the original Dragon Ball, you mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. But anyway,
Dragon Ball
yeah,
Z.
1996. It was the first time it was playing on television in my cousin's home.
Okay.
And I was like, that looks dumb.
Okay.
And I was right.
Well, my
I'm
first
just
exposure
kidding.
was the Ocean dub, which aired on TV with
Oh!
Dragon, Rock the Dragon.
Is that the one I
starting
heard
it.
in the seashell?
And it aired from the start of the Raditz / Saiyan saga up until the Ginyu Force saga on Namek. And just as Goku arrives to save the day, it started all over again with Raditz. I think it started all over from the beginning. But in any case, yeah, there was many cycles of rewatching the early episodes over and over before I finally got to see more of it. At one point, I actually started watching Dragon Ball Z in Japanese with no subtitles on the international channel. It was right in the middle of the Cell Game saga. I watched it all the way from there to the end of Z and through all of GT, entirely in Japanese with no subtitles. That's how dedicated of a fan I was of the franchise that I watched it on an international channel without being able to understand the dialogue.
I watched it dubbed, and sometimes I don't understand the dialogue.
So anyhow, getting past that, we watched Battle of the Gods, or is it Battle? No, it's Battle of Gods, and also thanks to Fortnite, I got to rewatch some of the episodes of Dragon Ball Super that adapted the same story, and yeah, I definitely think the movie was a lot better of an interpretation of the material. And this version is an extended cut, so we got to see more than the original theatrical version of it. And yeah, really, I mean, I love Beerus already, but Beerus is really great in this. And yeah, what did you think of it? Since this was your first exposure to a lot of the characters there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a passing familiarity. I should say that I've seen some of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z. I saw a little bit, saw a lot of GT, which whatever. I liked it.
Yeah.
But for Battle of Gods, I thought it was all right. The animation was definitely very beautiful at times. Sometimes
choreography. Ever since they started making this one. The choreography has definitely gone way up.
It's
no longer
improved.
just repeating the same frames of them punching and kicking and punching and kicking and punching and kicking for like 5 minutes just to waste time.
Yeah, it's a lot better. There was a tiny bit of it, and I think it felt more like it was a way of showing familiarity rather than
Okay, I mean,
trying to.
if that was there, I definitely didn't notice it.
I
but
feel like
they
it was
must have used
only.
it sparingly.
I might. Well, we watched all the movies together. I might be mixing them up.
Okay.
But, I liked it. I thought the animation was a bit different. They used a bit of CGI to help out, make it look more cinematic. It was nice seeing a lot of the characters again, even if the vast majority are just there for cameos.
Okay.
They aren't really there to participate
Yeah,
beyond
from
being a
Homeless
cameo.
Party you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike it. It's a movie. When you have that many characters, they aren't all going to be pivotal.
Yes. I mean, in the new movie, we were kind of surprised to see certain characters show up that we weren't expecting. But not nearly as many
Luffy.
characters that showed up as in this one. Pretty much, I'd say 85% of all of the major characters that aren't tied to a particular, saga, showed up to participate in this movie for minor moments of levity and whatnot.
Some of them are
But,
really just in the background. Like I think Yamcha is just hanging out there.
He points out that one of the Dragon Balls is missing,
Oh, that's right.
which was so weird.
How did he see
Like,
from that
yeah.
angle? And why did he assume from
Yes.
that angle that it was
The
definitely
4-star
gone?
ball's the one that's missing.
Yeah, like,
like,
I,
what?
I get it. Even if you have super sight, unless you have X-ray vision,
Yeah.
one of those 6 other balls is going to be possibly hiding the 7th. You wouldn't know for sure. You'd have to go. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's fine. At least Yamcha got a speaking line.
Yeah.
I like Yamcha. I feel like Yamcha didn't get his due in the anime.
Speaking of which, I recently found out he's finally got a love interest.
Is it the Serene Shireen? You tell him he
They
cannot
are
have
they
me.
are blue.
Ah.
So yeah, apparently I think I'm not exactly sure what the media is. It might be a game or something, but apparently it's something that just released, and this blue villain apparently or antagonist character
Must have been green. You must have
sees
missed
him
all.
and says he looks really cute and she likes him, and everybody's shipping them together. I think it's official that they're
Shimpuden?
gonna be like a couple or something. I'm not fully sure, but hey, good for Yamcha for getting more than just hey, he's dead in a crater as being his claim to fame.
Yeah.
But anyhow, Battle of Gods, very cool. Beerus definitely like the best addition to the franchise, I feel, both in general and as a furry. I think furries and non-furries alike seem to really like Beerus as a character.
Yeah, Beerus is fine. I actually thought he would be a big a-hole, but
Yeah.
he was only kind of an a-hole.
Also, I mean, I don't think that we need to worry about spoilers
yeah,
for this
the movie
but
is 11 years old at this point.
this has got to be like the first time I can think of where the heroes do not succeed in defeating the antagonist.
Yeah, they kicked butt, but at this, when all is said and done, they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
They Goku
Beerus
gave
is the
everything he
destroyer
had.
god of their universe, and as such, he is more powerful than all of them.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is he's bored and wants to. Well, actually, he gets upset by some minor infraction and wants to destroy the Earth because of that. And he gets to. Goku fights him and can't beat him.
Yep, can't beat him and
But,
mixed defeat, and
But he showed Beerus enough of his strength that he was willing to spare the Earth.
yeah,
And he kind of becomes friends with him.
Yeah, he kind of just ends up liking Earth.
Well, mostly the food.
Yeah, well,
We got lots of awesome food on Earth, don't we?
Yeah. I don't know why you would stray with all that awesome food.
So anyhow, quickly moving on, we didn't get to see Resurrection F, but I've heard that was not that good of a movie compared to the anime. But Dragon Ball Super Broly,
Yes.
phenomenal movie. Finally got to see this on a bigger screen with better audio, and was
How you
very
heard about
impressed by this movie. Also, I don't know how well this shows up on camera, but I got one of them lenticular covers here.
I remember a coworker talking about this movie.
But yeah, it was really cool to have Broly get a new origin story. In fact, I was very surprised by how much of the movie is spent on the backstory of Planet Vegeta and the Saiyans and all that. They
Clever name.
They changed around a few of the things from how Dragon Ball Z presented things, and how previous Broly movie had presented things. Broly is a much more interesting and sympathetic character, and it's a little bit unexplained as to how he's able to keep up with Goku and Vegeta, who can turn Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan Blue, which is like should be way above how strong he could possibly have been.
Well, one thing's for sure, Super Saiyan Blue is definitely above green. I meant way above green. It's okay, not everybody can be as colorful. Power's not meant for everybody.
So anyhow, definitely was such a really great movie. Introduced a couple more new characters, Chile and Lime, who I think were fairly interesting. I did not expect them to be such well-received characters that would have as big of a role in the story, but
they're nice characters.
I think they're becoming fan favorites.
Yeah.
Even if they're not like the most important characters.
They're basically ancillary characters, but they're not annoying. So why not?
Yes,
keep
exactly.
them
I agree. I
liked it a little bit more than Battle of Gods.
Okay, I mean, they definitely were improving on the graphics that they were able to make that from back then.
I like that Broly wasn't also just some, just some unsympathetic, like, beat 'em up guy.
Yes.
He was actually, you could actually sympathize.
Indeed, that's definitely one of the big things they changed about his character. Before, his original version was just, I'm a caveman who hates Goku, who hates Kakarot, and that's it. I am just huge dude who punches things super hard, and that's my only characteristic. He was cool at the time. I won't say that I didn't really like Broly, and the fact that his Super Saiyan hair was tinted green. I definitely love that. Big inspiration on Sakonko's origin. This version of Broly, so much better. Can I come in? Come on. Oh well. Hopefully you guys can kind of make that out.
Yay!
Oh well. But anyhow, the movie was definitely really, really good. Some of the the padding in it was a little bit much. There was a fight that happens mostly off screen that lasts for an in-universe hour, which I thought was pretty ridiculous that this was going on for that long. It's actually explained in movie that's how long it would have had to have taken for them to get back to the fight. So it's like, yeah, really? That they were fighting for a whole hour? He didn't manage. One or the other didn't manage to stop the other in an entire hour.
Yeah.
All right. Do you agree that was a little hard to swallow?
It didn't really. I didn't even register with me.
Okay. But in any case, definitely was a really good movie, and the new movie. This movie leads directly into that other movie.
Yeah,
I don't think the major players in Dragon Ball Super Superhero showcased in this movie at all.
They
So for anyone who doesn't know, Gohan, Piccolo, and Gohan's daughter Pan are big players in the new movie, and I do not remember if they were in this at all. I didn't think to keep track of that. But yeah, the looks and ages of them are definitely locked into a particular age in this new movie. So we're going to start talking about the new movie. We'll start off with as spoiler-free as we can, and then we'll get into the spoilers. What do you think? Does that sound good?
Sounds awesome.
Is there anything else you want to say about Broly?
Nope.
Okay. So, basically, Piccolo is the protagonist in this movie. It's a first for the franchise. And Gohan is the deuteragonist. He is the secondary main character.
Deuteronomus.
And there is a new scientist in town who has made a couple of superhero-themed figures who have been told that our heroes are actually bad. And they try to attack Piccolo and Gohan.
Yeah.
And that's basically everything. I mean, if you saw the thumbnail, the movie poster shows those hero characters fighting Piccolo and Gohan together, and it's actually fairly interesting. The new characters are quite interesting. Again, they're doing a great job of creating compelling new characters. I've definitely seen plenty of the other Dragon Ball Z movies introducing new characters that are either one-dimensional or boring, or flat out you can't sympathize with whatsoever. It's just like, oh, so we're supposed to hate this character? Yeah, I hate them, and that's it. But all these characters, I think they did a great job of making them three-dimensional, both literally and figuratively. This movie is heavily uses a lot of CG. I'm not sure if Broly did as much. Do you remember?
Not for the characters.
Yeah.
They use it for some of the well, maybe
the settings.
There is some there, but it does mostly.
I think there was one scene where they smashed the universe and were fighting in a weird parallel dimension for whatever reason, which was never explained. That seemed like it might have been CG. But other than that, I think a lot of it wasn't explicitly 3D rendered CG. But yeah, in this one, majority of the movie is in 3D rendered software, and it doesn't look bad. Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for you to finish.
Okay, you can say what you want to say.
No, I forgot now.
Oh no. So anyhow, definitely greatly enjoyed the movie. There was a lot of awesome fight scenes, and we mentioned earlier in the video, there was a lot of cameos from other characters, ones that we did not expect to, or at least I didn't expect to see in the movie. And it definitely leaves things open for more content in the franchise to pick up from where this movie left off. And I don't know what else I could say that wouldn't give things away, other than say in the box office, the movie made 2.5 billion yen in Japan, and has grossed over $69 million in the U.S. box office. Nice. You all right, sweetie?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And do you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. I like the fighting. I like that Gohan got to, because I've always felt like Gohan, in my little bit of watching, he was supposed to be, the next one in line to be the most kick-ass character, and then they decided to go back to Goku and just do more Goku leveling up impossibly again, and if they do another series, Goku will find a couple more levels. He'll scream even harder.
Yeah.
But this one, Gohan got to be the number one ass kicker.
Okay.
He got to.
But yeah, that was what was initially intended after the Cell Saga, was that Gohan was supposed to take over as being the Earth's champion. But either Toriyama or somebody just couldn't figure out how to make it work at the time. and it just kind of fell through, and Goku came back and took over as being the hero again. So,
Yay! I also liked. I really, really liked the settings of the movie.
yes.
Typically, you got to see a lot from basically civilians' point of view. I mean, they're
Yeah.
technically all civilians, but well, most of them anyway. But
Okay.
you get to see just the from the average person's point of view. Maybe not following average people,
Mhm.
but they're driving around in a car with
Yes.
other cars that look very similar to our cars. While they still do have the weird Dragon Ball Jetson, hybrid building things, it is mostly recognizable things. The uniforms, like I said, trees and the building that Gohan, the school that he's at, looks like a
I
school.
think that's their house.
That's their house.
That's where they live.
I thought that was a school.
No,
Well-
I'm fairly certain that's Gohan's residence.
Well, Gohan's house looks like a building that would exist in the real world.
Indeed.
He's watching something that looks like a real television. They're making phone calls on things that look like real
Yeah,
phones.
yes,
They don't look
they
like
have
Ninja Turtle
They have
communicators.
cell phones in this movie for some reason.
Yeah, it's nice.
It
I
seems
really
so
like
out of character for the franchise, where normally they'd telepathically contact each other through some means that they've never been shown learning.
it. Yeah,
But in this, they made phone calls.
yeah. Like when they're talking to Bulma, she's actually like just doing her own thing. Like she lays down on the couch at one point, and you can see the way the background actually moves. Like when
Yeah.
you do a video call, it's really
Uh,
little touches. I loved.
detail. I think we should start moving it into spoiler territory because there's something you're making me want to talk about that gives away a little
Okay.
something there. So yeah, spoilers, spoilers. So yeah, speaking of the cell phones, Piccolo is on the cell phone a bunch of different times, and he holds the phone a little too close to himself when on video camera. So and it was like, and he's supposed to be like inept about technology because he's not used to this stuff. He likes to live in the hermit style of just meditating and drinking water because he doesn't need any food to survive. So this whole cell phone stuff is all alien to him, But yeah, he's holding it like a parent might, where they'd hold it too close to their face.
Yeah, he usually pinched it too, as if he had just dropped it in the toilet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's normally
he was
holding
like
it
that.
like by the top with just his thumb and index finger, and yeah, he does that for most of that. Even when he's operating, was it a helicopter or a plane?
Oh yeah, he's holding the
Yo.
instruments
Yeah.
like this. He even mentions that he never did get his license, which I
Yeah.
thought was an awesome callback to one of my favorite filler episodes where Goku and Piccolo try to get their driver's license. Such a fun episode. And apparently it's represented in one of the chapters in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot,
Ah.
which I still need to play, but I caught a few streams of Zoro when he was playing it. So anyhow, yeah, Piccolo was really awesome. I wasn't a fan of his transformation, but I think you might guess why. I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah, he goes from.
He didn't turn blue either, so.
Yeah, I would have liked that more. I'm fine with it. He had to change color. He doesn't have hair to change color,
Yeah.
so his whole body just changes color
Yeah.
to some light orange hue.
Yeah, I did like the fact that he finally gets a logo. As pointed out, it's a circle with a ball in the center, which is apparently supposed to be a tree, and the dragon surrounding it, or something to that effect. There's apparently been a bunch of analysis over it. But yeah, I thought it was an interesting, if simple, design that represents this new form of his, and as much as I'm not a fan of the color change, I hope this isn't the last we see of it.
Yeah, I hope not either. But who knows? Maybe it'll only be a movie thing.
And then of course there was the most amazing fight in the rain. I don't think they've ever had weather have this much of an impact in the story in any Dragon Ball story ever, because it's like, who has the time to animate rain falling and how it affects the everything? They actually put rain in a fight scene, and it makes it look so amazing.
Don't remember.
You don't remember when Gohan was fighting against Gamma 2, and there was like this rainfall? It was so beautiful.
Guess I forgot.
Anyhow, the cameos that showed up of Goten and Trunks, I was not expecting that. They got to
neat.
fuse into Gotenks, although it was the fat version of Gotenks. They messed up the
Yeah,
transformation.
they messed up when they don't align their bottom fingers. The top fingers were aligned, the bottom fingers weren't, they become overweight. If the bottom is aligned but the top isn't, they become underweight. But yeah,
You wanna?
I didn't do the dance.
So yeah, they weren't aligned properly.
Yeah.
So oh yeah, I could have worn my fusion shirt. Oh well. Well, it was a spoiler anyway. But yeah, they're the teenage versions of themselves. They're
they
a
look
little
great.
grown up, and apparently it's the first time the voice of teenage Goten has voiced the character since Dragon Ball GT, which I was very shocked to find out. But also thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, the only character who shows up for the end fight scene that doesn't really have too much to do is Android 18. She's kind of just there as a, oh hey, you used to be a Red Ribbon android. Now these are Red Ribbon androids.
Yeah.
And
it was fine,
you know, I mean, I'm kind of wondering if they cut some scenes or lines from her that will be on the DVD or Blu-ray. So we'll see when that comes out if there's more for her to say or do in an extended version, if one will exist. But yeah, Krillin actually got a bunch of things to do. He was pretty instrumental in helping out. So that was really cool. Definitely was not expecting too much out of him.
Yeah, I was afraid they were just going to leave him on the sidelines.
Yeah,
like GT.
same.
I thought that because even he said initially he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, in fact, in GT, he actually is kind of retired from fighting.
Yeah.
He's just a father in that show.
Yeah, but in this, first he's like, I don't want to fight, and then he's like,
he's-
all right, fine, and then he jumps in and he does a whole bunch of
Yeah.
useful things. You could say like, yeah, he's not the most powerful, but he had a lot of utility.
Indeed.
So you know what? He ended up being a great addition to the fight.
In fact, there's good contention for him being the world's strongest human being in their universe.
He does say like, hey, I have superhuman powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like how even with Gotenks and the failed fusion, at first it's like, ah.
Yeah.
But then they actually do.
They
They're
actually
like,
get-
oh well, and
Yeah,
then
we
they go
have-
to fight.
Yeah, they realize that they don't have time to wait for it to wear off, so they get in the fight even though they're awkward. And I think this is the first time they've ever gotten to actually be in combat in that form. And yeah, well, even though they were a bit of comic fodder,
They went Super Saiyan.
they still got
though.
to fight.
Yeah, they got to level up.
The one downside to it, though, is right before the end of the movie, they perform the fusion correctly, but we don't get to see what they look like.
It cuts. The camera's like panning around. It zooms in,
Yeah.
and like it to the point where you can't see them anymore.
Yeah, it zooms right through them fusing together, and we miss seeing them transform. And I'm wondering if that's just a tease for, they're going to show it in another story where they get to be fused at this age.
Yeah, and if you've seen them fused before, honestly, I don't think it's going to be any sort of a big deal. It'll just
maybe.
look, you'll be like, yeah, that's what it should look like.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. we'll
Because
see.
they were definitely one of my favorite characters growing up. Also a big inspiration for me there.
Yeah, we got to see Goku and Vegeta.
Yes,
in the movie previous. They had to do the dance, and Vegeta didn't want to.
Oh, yeah, that was in Broly.
That was Broly. Yeah.
Yeah. which, since we're in spoiler territory, Goku and Vegeta don't factor into the main story.
They go to hang out with Broly and
Broly comes to Beerus's planet, and Beerus kind of falls in love with Lime. Broly's green-skinned alien friend.
Yeah, he ends up he looks at the other guy and he's like, all right, you can cook.
Yeah, he
thinks Lime is attractive.
He likes Chile's cooking, and he thinks Lime is attractive.
Yeah.
And apparently they're gonna be around in the future now. So I'm hoping that means that if we get more episodes of the Dragon Ball Super anime, they're just gonna be there now.
Yeah. So,
because I've read in the manga that I've read has said that the Dragon Ball Super Broly takes place in this, like, in between these chapters type of thing. So evidently, the movie is considered canon to the manga. I'm not fully sure about that, but in any case, Goku and Vegeta are tasked with fighting each other without transforming or using ki attacks.
Yeah.
So they just have flying and punching, kicking to fight each other.
And they actually use choreography.
Yes,
fight choreography.
Indeed.
Like, you can tell, like, he would do a kick, then he would flip them in an actual way that an actual martial artist would flip somebody. It was pretty great. But the ultimate thing was they got them all together just to get them out of the way, and then the movie happens.
In fact, there is a moment in the movie where Piccolo is like, "Hey, can you get in touch with Goku? We need his help. This is gonna be way over our heads." And they run into problem after problem trying to get in touch with them. And by the time they get in touch with them, they've won. They've already won the fight.
The whole
and they don't
movie basically happens with them off on another planet.
Yes, the entire movie does.
And when they finally come back to
it's
it,
like, oh, did you need something?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, not anymore.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we're fine.
And fine now.
And then, I think that's what Bulma said. She's a little snippy. And then they cut to back to the Vegeta and Goku fight, and they're super worn out, barely moving. And Vegeta just barely touches Goku, and they're both torn up. They're just all beat up. Goku falls over and concedes.
Yeah. So Vegeta finally wins without cheating, without needing some outside assistance. Majin Vegeta. But yeah, Vegeta finally won one, and it's also implied that Vegeta is learning to, like, get more control of his anger.
Yes.
He mentions how in the end of Dragon Ball, or the end of the last saga in Dragon Ball Super, their major enemy was such a powerhouse, but also was always calm when he was able to unleash his power. That he realizes this is something that he needs to learn to get control over. And Goku just doesn't get it. It's like, why?
Yeah. I love it because
Vegeta is smart.
Yeah,
Vegeta's always been the smart one.
He's going from a one-note character to a more developed character, and I'm very interested to see where that'll go.
Indeed.
Like Vegeta was able to analyze himself. He's like, I'm always pissed off, and I don't fight as good. Maybe I should calm down and I'll be better.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes! Like, how did he... Like, that's amazing.
I mean, we just need the moment of somebody calling him chicken and him not drag racing somebody over it type of thing, you know?
Nobody calls me chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a hen, though.
But yeah, that's kind of was one of Vegeta's major flaws over the franchise, was just that he was always quick to be angered and stuff. So if he's able to reach a state of calm, that's definitely going to help him.
Teach me so I can deal with this one.
Other than that, one of the new characters is voiced by Charles Martinet, the voice of Mario. He's Magenta.
I thought he was the voice of Luigi.
No. He voices Magenta, the leader of the Red Ribbon Army. And the movie's main human antagonist. And
leave angry comments down below for Skanko not knowing who voices Luigi. Sorry.
It's irrelevant. But trying to think. Zach Aguilar voices the new Doctor character. I believe that I was looking up. He voices Genos in One Punch Man, which I think is kind of a bit ironic there. Hopefully, I'm remembering those details right. I don't have the information in front of me at the moment. But yeah, definitely excited to get the Blu-ray of this when it comes out. We actually missed the introduction part of the movie.
Yeah.
But from what I understand, most of it was just recapping the origins of things.
Yeah. I got to see a little bit more. This one was taking pictures of a movie poster that didn't work. It was a digital image. It was supposed to say what movie was showing in that theater. It's a new concept. But for some reason, all it had was text.
Yeah.
So he's taking a picture of text.
I didn't know the movie had already started.
Watching a movie. Like, it was 1 minute. They actually did start it a few minutes early. Because by the time I sat down, it was 6:44 and the movie wasn't supposed to start until 6:55. And it had already been playing 45. So it only been, oh, now you know what time the movie starts. We got there early.
Yeah, and they started the movie
early. We got
early.
to the theater early instead of going right to the theater. Well, anyway, I like the movie.
Yes, indeed.
I give it 5 out of 5 Kamehamehas.
You gonna give it 2 wings up? Yay!
Legos!
So yeah, I think that's about everything we have to say about those movies. We just finished watching Steins Gate, and hopefully we'll be watching the movie that I got of Steins Gate as well. And we're also going to be watching the second half of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean.
I like Jolene.
Yeah, Jolene Cujo is pretty cool. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to watch, and we also have some unboxings to do, and we watch some other movies we can talk about in upcoming videos.
Unboxing.
And we'll be streaming tonight. Do you know what you're gonna be streaming
Ninja
tonight?
Turtles! Cowabunga collection.
Oh, I thought you wanted to wait until we had company.
Nope.
Okay.
Chicago will play with me.
Oh, okay. Well, I was...
Open package!
Oh, we gonna do a separate video for that,
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe.
So anyhow, thanks for watching. Happy Fursuit Friday.
Happy Fursuit Friday.
And yeah, take care. Bye-bye.